Well, good evening, YouTube. I thought I'd do something a little different here. And I do have something a little different. How often do you see two 1978 440 liquifires sitting next to each other? And that's what I've got here today. I brought them out of the sled shed and I let them sit in the sunshine. I'd like to thank my snowmobile enthusiasts from coming down to Minnesota today to check out the sleds. And we happened to look at the VIN numbers on these two sleds. And this one over here has 080339. And this one here has 080301. So I mean, they're only 38 build numbers apart, which is pretty unusual for two sleds that I picked up this winter here in South Dakota. And we'll walk over here, and we've got the 440 Cyclone right next to them right here. And then I'm going to show you one that I picked up the other day. It looks a little different than the 78s. We've got a 1979 Trailfire with a 1980 liquifire hood on it. One unique thing about 79 Trailfires is that was the only year they made them with a steel tunnel. Now this tunnel really is not that bad. It's a little bit rusty, but not bad. I initially was going to just like part out this sled, but I just got the wild hair here a couple days ago is to make this into a racing sled. So I think I'm going to be bringing this in later and stripping it down, and I think I'm going to give it a coat of green glossy paint, and then I'll take it to my decal guy and I'll have him put on the racing stuff. And should be a sharp little sled. It's really not bad. Got a 440 in it. I put a little gas in it the other day in the cylinders and she fired right up, so I think we got a good runner. And another thing, I think what I'm going to do, I've had a lot of questions about crank seals. So when I do this engine, I'm going to do a YouTube video of it showing how I replace the crank seals in these engines. And it's pretty much standard in all of them how to do it. But while I'm here, I'm going to show you a few of my other toys here in the sled shed. I'll turn on the light. Maybe we can see it better. I'll turn on another light. And I'll maybe show you a few of my upcoming projects. What's here in this pile is a 1980 liquifire. It's basically, the body is done and the motor's in it, but when I went to fire it up, she would only run on one cylinder. So the 1980 liquifires can be kind of a nemesis, but I think I got a complete gasket kit for it. And I might end up replacing the stator in this sled because that seemed to be an issue. The motor itself has great compression, but it just will not run right. So that's going to be a little bit down the road. I'm still looking for a stator for this. Over here I got a 626 AMT John Deere Gator. And this will be my summer ride here in Cologne. It's a cute little machine, and believe it or not, the lady gave this to me last summer, and I did a little quick restoration on a paint job, built a little canopy top on it, so it's just my runaround. And kind of tucked over here in the corner is my 1973 Terrajet. I will be firing that up as soon as I get the winter junk cleaned up here a little bit in the building. What I got here, I'm going to show you. Got a 1978 Kawasaki. Good running bike. That'll be a little fun this summer. I'll run that around in the evening when it's warm. And then what I got kind of covered up here with a few boxes is my 1980 Z28 Camaro. This baby needs to get painted. I've had it about 8 years, and this might be the summer that she gets painted. And I think I'm going to do the Hugger Orange on it. So be watching for that. And then what I have here, with a little dusty but complete, is my dad's 1930 Model A. Then back here I've got a Ski Whiz, Massey Ferguson Ski Whiz, that is done but has no motor in it. The motor's got an issue, so that will be one of my projects. And then I got a Super Bronc right here. That's gonna get brought out this summer and run a little. And then I got a little Model T Shriner's car sitting right here, which does run, which I'll probably get out. And then we'll come back here in the sled holding area, and this is kind of the deer stall. We got a 1978 Spitfire, which probably has 100 miles on it. And we got a JDX 8 right here, which is pretty much done, but I'm going to bring it back into the shed and give it a new paint job. This was one of my older restorations, which hopefully I didn't know as much, so I'm going to redo that. But she does have an engine problem. The motor was stuck when I got it, and I did get it unstuck, but she just will not run right, so that's going to have to be addressed. Here we got a Trailfire 440, which was sold on eBay, which will be going to Canada. Over here we got a 1986 Bravo, which I took in on trade this winter for my 1969 Johnson Challenger. We got a 340 1978 Cyclone, which will be going to Canada. And then next to it we got a 1976 and a 1976 Liquifire. Now these 76s are going to be brought back in, and they're going to get repainted with new graphics. When I did these a couple years back, I just really was new to the snowmobile business, so I really didn't know what I was doing. So they do run, but I do need to retweak them again. Then up there on the top, I've got a 1969 Massey Ferguson Ski Whiz, one lung snowmobile. And then over here, there's a 73 Ski Whiz. And way back behind there, I think there's like an 80-something Yamaha, which has motor issues. But both of these sleds run. And they might be listed on eBay here this fall. And then we're going to actually go into the sled shed room. See if we can get in here. And we're going to show you what I got in the room right now. What I got here is a 1980 Trailfire, which I just brought in the other day. And I did this early last fall, and I just did a spray bomb paint job on it, and I wasn't totally satisfied with it. So I'm sanding it down, and I'm going to give it a good paint job with my sprayer. And then I'm going to send it on to my graphic guy, and he's going to make this baby look like a snowmobile oval racer for me. He's going to get the numbers and the decals and everything, but you know, Trailfires are supposed to be silver, but this one was questionable, so I decided to do a little different. So this is going to be another racer that I'm working on. Very good sled, got a 340 in it. I do have a different, the only issue was the motor was, the bearing was out in the fan. So I just ordered the complete fan housing off eBay the other day, and I got to put that on. But otherwise, basically this sled is done. But I just thought you might want to see some of my wild hares coming up, and you might see some of this on eBay or on YouTube, whatever. But Always looking for John Deeres. If anybody in South Dakota sees this, if you got a John Deere, let me know. Thank you.